All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning to all of you. How are you doing? I hope you and your loved ones are all safe and healthy. So, thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us now by attending this special webinar on a topic that is fundamental to our understanding of the financial markets. And we will be discussing today about the price to earnings ratio and the impact of earnings to price action. This is part one of our basic education on stock trading learning series. But before we dive into the intricacies of PE ratios and dissect the influence of earnings on market dynamics, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for your attendance in this webinar. In the dynamic world of finance, where information is very important, ang commitment niyo po to stay informed and engaged is truly commendable. Especially right now, this is a Saturday session. Usually people gusto nila magpahinga. But you guys still invested your time to learn from this session. Now, I see this webinar not just an opportunity for me to share my insights to all of you, but also as a platform for all of us to learn from each other. Now, I consider myself one of the lucky ones in life kasi pagkapanganak ko pa lang, meron na agad akong Billones. Again, my name is JP Billones. I used to have an above average paying job, but for some reason, hindi po ako nakapag-ipon ng pera and was even drowning in debt. However, yung ibang tao po, parang wala silang problem when it comes to handling their finances. So I asked myself, ano ba yung ginagawa ng mga taong may pera na hindi ginagawa ng mga taong baon sa utang? And that question led me to become a personal finance and investment literacy advocate. My passion and purpose is to help more Filipinos appreciate the value of saving their hard-earned money and consider investing to achieve their financial goals. I'm the business development section head for the Mindanao desk of Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. Now, what I really love about our company is that we come to work every day to do something we love. No? Even sometimes we go above and beyond. Like my work schedule is just Monday to Friday. But if we see it is important to have sessions on Saturdays to cater to more people, we are okay to do this because this is our passion. Most especially as po sa business development and market education team, we get to inspire people na tipong may opportunity kami to inspire them na ma-upgrade yung money management skills nila and create awareness of the different investment opportunities na are legitimate, affordable, and of course, accessible. As you can see from my professional certification, my circle of competence revolves around the topics of saving, budgeting, financial goal setting, investing in stocks, pooled funds, bonds, and active trading using technical analysis. Recently, I also became a bona fide member of the Finance Educators Association. It's my honor and pleasure to serve you this Saturday. Now, noon po, we purely conduct these sessions on-site and face-to-face. However, because of the pandemic, we shifted to a webinar format. But it's quite amazing, the power of technology, what it enables us, like it's giving us an opportunity to add value kahit saan man kayo located. And I'd like to test that out this morning, I'd like to know where you are joining us today. So can you please drop your location in the chat box? Let me see. By the way, we already have 66 participants this morning. All right. Ayan. Thank you so much. I'm seeing some engagement here. We have people from Malate, Antipolo, so usually Luzon. We also have people from Mindanao, kababayan ko po to. Si Sir Arnold, from Davao. We also have people again from Cavite. Also, I think OFWs. We have here Miss Charisse, from US. So, believe ako kay Miss Charisse because likely kung nasa US po kayo, it's already close to midnight. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for spending your night with us. more people, no? We have people from Parañaque. We have another OFW, no, from Japan, si Sir Ariel. From Cavite. We also have people from Cagayan de Oro, no? So si Sir James, no? So yeah, so always, no, tsada dyan sa CDO, sir. People from Batangas, from Quezon City, Northern Samar, Parañaque. Yan, also Marilao, no? And I also see, by the way, mga familiar names, no, in attendance natin this morning. Now, thank you so much, no, na kahit paulit-ulit kayo nag-attend sa mga sessions namin, we're happy that you still want to keep on learning. And people, we also have people here from Cebu, no, taga Visayas, no. So maayong hapon sa inyo ang diha, no, taga Cebu na mga Bisaya speaking people. And I think sa Cebu right now it's already sinulog, no. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Ira, no, but I think sinulog ngayon sa Cebu. So I know how fun it is pag sinulog time na sa Cebu. People from Angeles City, Quezon City, another people, no, medyo sa province ng Cebu, but it's in Argao. Pampanga, more OFWs. We have here one from Jeddah, another one from Cebu, no? Davao, Iloilo. So meron din mga taga Visayas and Mindanao pala. Yan, more OFWs. We have people from Singapore, Dagupan. Yan, here, I know, I think acquaintance kami sa Facebook, si Sir Riz, no? So from Iloilo. All right. Hello. Yeah, no, tama pala. Viva Pit Senior, no? Sa people who are celebrating Sinuto. All right, thank you so much everyone for your interaction, no? And it's always fascinating to see na yung virtual audience natin this morning is spanning across different countries and even around the globe, 'di ba? No? So may people from the Philippines lang, meron din from different countries around the world. So thank you so much again. No? I just want to acknowledge you, and I'm very happy that you are very participative and engaging. Now, we acknowledge, no, ito po yung demographics ng stock market investors in the Philippines as of 2022. Now imagine, no, for a country with over 100 million in population, meron lang pong 1.71 million stock market accounts. That's less than 2%. And most of them have online accounts at 1.25 million. As you can see here, most of them are also locally employed. No? That's 75%, no, locally employed. Pero meron na rin pong gaining interest from OFWs and even students. No? I think evident din dito sa interaction natin at the start, no, na marami people, no, who are interested locally, pero meron din people na mga OFWs and even students. So by the way, kung may mga estudyante po in attendance, currently we are 76 participants already. Can you please chat, no, what school you are attending right now for us to know that meron pong student in attendance. All right. Now, if I may ask you guys, no, as you can see as well, no, that when you look at the demographics here, majority are still from Metro Manila, 81.5%, but the rest of the country has yet to catch up, no. Evident din yan siya doon sa engagement natin initially because majority of you are from Luzon, pero konti pa lang po talaga ang nasa Visayas and Mindanao. Even where I am based, I am actually here in Davao City sa Mindanao, we only represent 2.5% of the 2% who invest in the stock market. So sobrang konti pa lang talaga. And I'd like also to know, guys, no, how about you? Meron na po ba kayong mga stock trading or any form of investment account? Can you share sa chat box? Yes or no? Kung meron, maybe you can share ano yung preferred platform ninyo. Yan. Yan, people here are saying yes, meron na. Yan, thank you. Some people are saying wala pa. I like that term, no, wala pa. Ibig sabihin, you're probably considering to get one already. And some people here have actually indicated as well na meron silang investment account and it's with FirstMetroSecurities. Yung FMS, no? That's FirstMetroSecurities. So thank you so much. Yan. Thank you for choosing First Metro. Yan. All right. Some people here also mga friendly competitors namin. So, yeah, no? So that means some of you really have, no? Yung iba siguro probably nahihiya lang sila mag-chat, no? Probably because they're still considering it. And that's okay. At the end of the day, I'm happy to see na diverse yung audience natin today, no? Meron mga seasoned investors kasi meron na sila existing accounts, pero meron din po na starting pa lang to navigate the financial landscape. And you are in the right place kasi the first thing that you should invest is actually your pag-study, no? Pag-aaral, no? You attend webinars, you read books, no? And you get attuned sa market, no? We learn before we can earn. So that's actually the reason why rin, no, sa kami, sa Business Development and Market Education team, we conduct financial and investment literacy sessions. And we're very humbled and we're very fortunate enough na we are regularly invited by private, public, and academic institutions such as Jollibee, Department of Trade and Industry, even University of the Philippines, the Philippine Stock Exchange, the Junior Confederation, no, JCFAP, of Finance Association of the Philippines, the Filipino Times, no, mga OFWs, lalo na sa UAE, you're familiar with this. Government institutions such as Bureau of Fire Protection, Bureau of Treasury, Department of Education, and of course, Embassy of the Philippines for OFWs. Now, not only that, we have also improved the overall webinar experience by gamifying our sessions through an online competition. So I hope through the year, guys, no, you get to attend, no, yung mga trivia night sessions namin with our fund partners. So I hope, no, we have a diverse type of sessions here, not just lecture type like today. All right? Ayan. So now, before we have our actual discussion, let's have a recap first. No? I consider this an intermediate level na series because these are not basic. No? I assume here that people who attended here, meron na pong basic knowledge about stock market investing. And let's have a quick recap. Can you please chat, no? Ano nga po yung 2 ways for us to earn from investing in stocks? All right. So yeah, can you please chat? Can someone, no? Yung 2 types, no? So Miss Charisse here said dividends. Yes, that's one. Some people here are saying appreciation. Yes, capital growth. Those are the same. Yes, capital gains, capital appreciation, price appreciation. All of those are one and the same. Yes, you are correct, guys. Now, those are the 2 ways for you to earn from your stock market investments. So first is through price appreciation. No? Investors, syempre, they buy stocks of companies because of its growth potential. Kaya nga, di ba, may famous adage that says, buy low and you sell high. Yung stock prices naman po, driven siya ng interplay between supply and demand market forces. So kung yung mga existing shareholders, hindi sila inclined to sell their stocks, tapos may great demand from buyers, there's a tendency for price to increase because konti lang yung supply pero malaki yung demand. On the other hand naman, pag yung existing shareholders are selling their stocks pero there's little demand from buyers, prices tend to decrease due to the greater supply than demand. No? Basic lang po na supply and demand for price appreciation. Now, second way to earn is through dividends. No? So ito po yung share ng stockholders sa profits ng kumpanya. So when the company has a net income, yung board of directors po can actually decide how much they will reinvest back to the business. And of course, how much they're going to give back to the shareholders in the form of dividends. Yung ibang companies po dyan, meron po silang dividend policy that indicates the percentage of net income to be given as dividends. Na yung maganda lang po dito sa dividends, if it's paid out regularly by stable companies, maganda pong source of passive income ang dividends. Now, let's say we have here company ABC and company XYZ. So essentially, no, itong dalawang companies na to, they are working under the same industry. Medyo similar yung mga products nila, yung mga services nila. Similar din yung business nila. But that tells us that they are actually close competitors. And both of these stocks are actually in the stock market. Now, if I were to ask you guys, no, to the, ilan ba tayo ngayon? 85 people in attendance. Yung companies ABC, no, yung market price niya is around 300 pesos per share. Tapos si company XYZ, yung market price niya is 6 pesos per share. Based on the respective market prices you see, which stock do you think is cheaper? All right, can you please chat? Is it company ABC or company XYZ? Ayan. All right. Based on the market price or the share price, which do you think is cheaper? The company that is trading at 300 pesos per share or the company trading at 6 pesos per share? Ayan, I'm getting answers already. No? Some people, no? Majority of you are saying XYZ. XYZ. But I'm getting also other answers like it depends, incomplete info, okay, cannot be determined, no. All right, no. So actually, no, many of you are saying XYZ because it has a lower share price, no, 6 pesos per share, ito 300 pesos per share. And this is actually a common misconception among beginners that if the price is lower, it is cheaper. Now, if you have enough experience in the stock market, we realize that the market price is just a price. There's something more that we can infer from that price. That's probably why some of you are saying incomplete information. My point here is that a lower stock price does not equate to a cheaper or undervalued stock. And that sets our stage today for our exploration. How do we know if a stock is cheap? So this brings us again to our special webinar this morning, wherein we're going to talk about PE ratio and earnings impact. The price to earnings ratio is a metric, no, that can really provide us valuable insights, and we will examine how earnings as well can affect a stock price action. Now, whether you're here not to enhance your existing knowledge, I think some of you here already have that, no, based from your answers in the previous question. So either that or you want to gain a fresh perspective of these concepts. I believe meron pong something for everyone in today's discussion. Kahit nga po yung naka-attend siguro ng previous run namin dito, you'll find some new slides in here. Now, for this session, we're going to talk about the following. No? So first, how do we know if a stock is cheap or expensive? No, syempre as we try to compute for that specific value, meron po tayong makakam across na term which we call earnings. Second, we will also know the role of earnings and how it plays to the price action of stocks. Diba? Paminsan nag-release ng earnings yung company, how does that affect, no, yung price action? And lastly, we also have here pala, no, this morning, we have Peter, no, from our Equity Research Division, where he will discuss how we can best interpret the stock screen research report. Kasi yung gagawin ko po ngayon, yung lecture ko po this morning will be the manual way to do it, no? And Peter from our Equity Research Division, he's going to share yung shortcut na parang out of all the metrics that we're going to discuss right now, Peter is going to share to us a simple solution provided by the Equity Research Division. Now, kung meron po kayong mga tanong regarding the presentation, meron lang po tayong Q&As na portion sa Zoom panel. Please log them in if you have. We will answer them later during the live Q&A portion after the presentation. Now, as we embark in this journey together, no, yung goal ko po dito is not just to present information, but actually I want to create as well an interactive space, no? Kaya napapansin niyo, I always ask questions, kaya I encourage you to actively learn by participating in the discussion. And with that, no, I want you to prepare your notes, your calculators, and hopefully, let's make this a collaborative learning experience for everyone. So, just a heads up, later I'm going to ask you to calculate, no? Because for me, when you do so, mas magkakaroon tayo ng insights on what all of these numbers mean. Okay, so I'm expecting you to do so later. So if you guys are ready, can you please chat ready so I know you're good to go? Okay, chat ready if we're good. Ayan, 91 na pala tayo, no? Ayan, thank you so much, no, again for the 91 participants. All right, sige, keep them coming. All right, I think you're ready to go. So again, guys, no, the main question for this webinar is if the stock is trading cheap or expensive. Now, we realize from the previous scenario no, na we don't have to just look at the price. We also have to introduce the concept of a multiple. No, ano po ba yung multiple? Yung multiple is telling us how much money we are paying for that stock relative to its underlying fundamental value. No, hindi lang presyo yung tinitingnan natin, but ano yung underlying fundamentals that we can get for every peso that we invest. There are actually very many multiples out there, no? But today we're just going to focus on PE ratio or the price to earnings ratio. Now, for better appreciation of multiples, no, let's imagine this scenario, no? Let's say, no, ngayon Saturday weekend, usually you go to groceries, 'di ba? And let's say naghahanap kayo ng meat product, no? So yung usual options natin will be chicken, meat, or beef. So you see here, yung chicken is priced at 270 pesos. Yung pork naman, price tag is 300 pesos. Yung beef naman, price tag is only 180 pesos. So kung kayo po yung tatanungin ko, which of these meat products is cheaper? Alright, see, can you please chat? Ano yung pinakamura? Yan. Beef, no? Beef, no? Some people are saying beef, some people are saying chicken. Yan. Some people are also saying no, it depends on the weight, and you actually got that correctly. No, that's my point here. No, some of you learned from the previous question already. No, they ask no, a deeper question. Kasi we need to ask as well. No, ano ba yung weight? No, those can be the front prices, but ano yung weight for us in each of those? Now, makikita natin ngayon na yung chicken is already 2 kilos. Yung pork naman is 1 kilo. Yung beef naman is half a kilo. Now, if I were to ask you again, how much is their weight per kilo? No? Sige nga, for chicken, no, how much yung weight per kilo ng chicken? If 270 pesos yung price, tapos 2 kilograms siya. Yes, that is correct, no? 135 pesos per kilo. Next, how about your pork? Your pork, 300 pesos price, tapos 1 kilo yung package. How much siya price per kilo ng pork? Yes, yes, okay. I'm getting correct answers, 300. Okay, that's correct, no? Next, lastly, yung beef, no? Yung beef mo is priced at 180 pesos, pero half kilo siya. Magkano siya price per kilo? Yes, you are correct, no? That's 360 pesos per kilo. Now, if I were to ask you again, no? Which meat is cheaper? Is it the chicken, the pork, or the beef? Alright, let's see, no? Kanina magkakaiba pa yung answers niya. How about right now, no? With more information. Ano yung mas mura? Yeah, I think, yeah, you got it all correctly, no? You got the context already. Earlier, di ba, yung tinitingnan lang natin is just the price. But now, we also have to know its weight, no? To identify kung ano talaga yung mas mura. And in this case, the chicken is actually the cheapest kasi we can only get it at 135 pesos per kilo. It's like asking, no, where can we get the most out of our money? Because, again, no, we get more meat for a lesser amount. And in this case, no, yung beef is actually yung pinaka-expensive kasi nasa 360 pesos per kilo siya. And I hope from this simple exercise na appreciate niyo po yung concept ng multiples. No? I tried here to find analogy no para mas ma-appreciate natin yung multiples. I cannot let you jump to the financial ratios without having a little bit of context on what we do on a day-to-day basis. And with that, the first multiple that we're going to discuss is your EPS or earnings per share. This measures the company's profitability on a per share basis. No, so yung EPS, you have the equation there. It's calculated by dividing the company's net income by the number of outstanding shares. And when we get the number from this tells us how much the company earns for every share of the stock that they have outstanding. So parang magkano yung kinikita ng kumpanya for every stock that they have outstanding. So that's the concept of your earnings per share. So in general po, no, yung rule of thumb dito, when you look at EPS, is that if it has a higher EPS, it indicates better profitability. Yung mga companies with higher EPS, they tend to have they tend to become more profitable than those na with lower EPS. So if you're going to compare no different companies across the peer or the across the industry niya, ganito po yung usual no, yung general na rule of thumb. However, please note that this is not an absolute measure of profitability. Itong EPS should be used alongside other financial metrics and performance indicators to get a comprehensive view of its profitability. No? What I'm saying here is that hindi lang po EPS yung measure natin for the overall profitability of a company. We have to use, no, but this is one of the keystones, no, yung EPS. That's why you hear it more often. Now, when you go to the First Metro Securities website, now you can go to the research tab. Now you can go here, click on research. Then you go to company. Type nyo lang po yung company that you're interested in. For example, enter natin here is SM or SM Investments Corporation. You'll see here a lot of multiples. No? You have here price to earnings ratio. You have dividend yield. You also have here price to book ratio. You also have price to sales ratio. And all of these guys are actually multiples. Now you're comparing a certain number to another fundamental metric. For this morning, we're just going to focus on earnings per share and PE ratio. So these two numbers. Now, if you want to check a company's EPS, you can actually go to same dito pa rin no sa FirstMetroSec website. Then indicate nyo lang yung stock na gusto nyo titingnan, then you head on to financials. Now, when you click on financials, you'll actually see these, no? Ito. No? You'll have a 5 years worth of data, no? 5 years worth of data ng companies, no? Financials and valuation. Okay? Now, di ba yung EPS is your net income divided by your outstanding shares. So yung net income po, nakikita po yan siya sa financials. Yung outstanding shares naman po, nakikita po yan siya sa valuation. Now, here, again, you can see 5 years worth of data ng EPS. Okay, same as well with your outstanding shares. Now, what I can note here lang guys is when you try to calculate is that your outstanding shares is actually expressed in millions. Okay? Para lang di po tayo magkalito. So in this case, let's try to calculate no yung earnings per share ni SM noong 2020. So we have here 2020, we have here 23.89 billion. That's the net income of SM 2020. Tapos, when we look at the outstanding shares niya, 2020, nasa 1,204.58. So, since this is expressed in millions, para easier yung calculation kasi billion to, ito million, we can actually just transform this from 1,204 million into 1.204 billion. Now, when we divide that two, no, to calculate for the EPS, we get an earnings per share na 19.83. Okay, so again, if you divide these two numbers, 23.89 and 1.204, you'll get 19.83 earnings per share. Right, sige. I know that's a very easy calculation, no? Dalawang numbers lang yan siya. So let's have a pop quiz, no? Sige, how about you guys, no? I guided you how to do it already on your own. Now, can you please try to calculate, no, yung EPS, no? Earnings per share ni SM noong 2021. Okay, sige. Please chat pag na-complete nila po. Okay, di ba? As I mentioned kanina, papakompute ko kayo eh. Yeah. For me kasi, no, when you try to compute things, you'll get better insights out of it. No? For me, mas naano din yung learning experience niyo. You're not just listening, but you're actually doing. No? Yan, I'm getting answers already. No? We have here, I think, no, 33.54, no? Magka-change lang ng decimals, but yeah, I think 33.5. How about the others now? We'll wait for some. Okay, so again, how did they get to 33.5? So that's just 2021, no? So that's 40.41 billion. divided by 1.20458 billion outstanding shares. Then you'll get 33.54 or 55. Okay, so that is correct. Next, how about 2022? Can you please calculate for the earnings per share of SM 2022? So this is how I usually do it, no? I teach the theory, I calculate it myself first, then I ask you to do it yourself. Okay? Again, yan, I'm getting quick answers here, no? From Rachel, Ira, and Odi. So 50.45. No, 50.45. Yes, you are correct, guys. That's 50.45. So that's 54.45 na earnings per share. So that is telling us that the company is earning 50.45 pesos for every outstanding share. Okay? Again, that's telling us that the company is earning 50.45 pesos for every outstanding share there. All right. Now, when you do your research, no, lalo na po sa EPS, sometimes you'll encounter companies that have these types of data, no? So, you see here EPS, no? By the way, available din po yung EPS dun sa valuation tab. You scroll down lang doon sa net income, just scroll down doon sa data. Sa baba po makikita niyo yung earnings per share. So you can actually double check kung tama yung pag-calculate niyo. And when you look at the earnings per share, paminsan positive siya. Pero may ibang companies talaga that they have this data, no, yung may parenthesis. And when you see that, that's actually telling you that the earnings per share is negative. So, may mga companies din talaga na negative yung earnings per share nila. And this happens pag yung net income ng company is negative or yung loss niya nag-exceed sa profits. Because syempre, itong outstanding shares will always be a positive number. So the only way for this EPS to become negative is if the net income is also negative. Okay? Now, if the net income is negative, your EPS will be negative as well. And pag negative yung EPS mo, this is often referred to as loss per share or negative earnings per share. Now, bottom line, the company did not generate enough profits para ma-cover yung expenses and other financial obligations niya. Now, in general, investors view negative EPS with caution. Siyempre, because no, when negative yung EPS mo, that indicates na merong financial challenges. Pero don't stop there because the context also matters. Because may mga ibang companies naman dyan na lalo na po yung mga startups or yung mga companies that are still in growth phases, paminsan you'll see there that they really have negative EPS because they'd rather reinvest heavily in their operations with future expectations of profitability. So parang they're going to spend now, but they're trying to do that for them to have greater profitability in the future. Okay, so again, in general, negative yung perspective natin sa negative EPS, but you also have to look at the context of the company. Kasi baka nasa growth phase pa siya or they're still trying to spend to have more profitability in the future. Okay? Now, for us to gain better insights, let's look at various scenarios ng EPS. No? So first, let's assume na yung outstanding shares is constant. Ito po yung relationships, no? So para lang at least we'll have an insight, no? Pag nakakita tayo ng EPS in the future or pag may nag-change sa values ng or components ng EPS. Kasi pag nag-increase po yung net income, no? Pag nag-increase po yung net income ng company from period to period, your EPS will increase as well, no? So ibig sabihin niyan, more profits results to higher EPS. Inversely naman po, if nag-decline yung net income, bumaba yung income period to period, EPS declines as well, no? Because if this is constant, bumaba to, EPS mo will also decline. So ibig sabihin po nito, less profits period to period leads to lower EPS. Okay, so ganun po yung transition, di ba? Kanina nakita natin yung yearly data. Ano po yung nangyari when their EPS increased or decreased? Ito po yung relationship nila. And when we see that period to period, we'll have insights no anong nangyari sa net income nila. Now, on the other hand, no, let's assume now if the net income is constant. So ito naman po yung gagawin natin constant, yung variable naman po yung nasa baba. Now, if your outstanding shares increases, ang nangyayari niyan, pag lumalaki tong denominator, your EPS declines. No? Ganun po yung relationship niya. Ibig po sabihin, if the company issues more shares, so they can do that either to stock rights offering, follow-on offerings, no, any form na they are adding more shares outstanding, this may be dilutive, no? Especially no pag tumataas yung outstanding shares in general, it is dilutive to investors because now the same amount of profits, no? Kasi we made that constant, will now be split to more shares, no? So if they earn the same level of profits pero nag-issue sila ng more shares, mas marami pong maghahati doon sa same profit na yon. So dilutive siya when they do this. On the other hand naman, if your outstanding shares decreases, so what happens to your EPS no pag bumababa tong denominator mo, your EPS increases. No, inverse relationship. So ibig sabihin no, when does your outstanding shares decrease? No, may mga panahon that the company buys back their shares, no? So pag binibili yan siya ng company yung shares from the outstanding or to the public, no? Pag kinukuha nila yan from the public, binabalik nila sa company nila, then when they buy back their shares, it's something positive for investors in general, because there will now be less shares to split the same amount of profits. Okay, so I hope you found insights on how EPS changes relative to changes as well with its variables. Okay? Sige. Let's check your understanding. Tingnan natin kung naintindihan ba talaga natin yung EPS. Let's try to see which of the two companies below is more profitable for investors. So si company ABC, meron po siyang 3 million outstanding shares. Tapos kumita po siya ng 4 billion in net income. Can you please calculate the EPS for this company? Okay, I'm getting answers, pero I think, no, again, net income is 4 billion. Outstanding shares is 3 million. Alright, sige. Alright. Sige, I'm getting answers. Some people are asking if meron siyang recorded. Yeah, we will be sending the recording to you. Alright, now I'm getting the correct answers na. Alright, so yeah, you are correct na 1,333. No? But I guess I missed out on this. No? Apologies. You are correct na 1,333. Yeah. Next. But yeah, no, mali po yung nandito sa slide ko. That should be 1,333. You are correct. No? I calculated it. Okay, next, how about for company XYZ? No? So company XYZ has a market price of sorry, it has net income. That should be net income. Net income is 48 billion. outstanding shares is 6 billion. And yeah, I'm getting correct answers already. That is correct, no? So EPS mo is 8. Okay, so if I will ask you, no, if I will ask you, which company is more profitable? Company ABC or company XYZ? Again ha, for company ABC, that is 1,333, no, yung EPS niya. Si company XYZ is only 8. Yes, you are correct, no. Company ABC is more profitable for investors, essentially because they can turn more net income for smaller number of outstanding shares. So kumbaga, they're able to generate more money for every shareholder. Okay? Relative to your EPS here. Okay? So ayan. So I hope you understood, no, the power of learning about EPS. Okay? Now, after learning how to calculate the earnings per share, let's look at the impact of earnings on share price action. So I prepared here some examples para makita lang natin, alam na natin ngayon how to check on earnings, paano mag-compute ng earnings per share. But let's see, no, how those earnings impact the price action. So this is the price chart of Jollibee Foods Corporation from 2018 to 2020s. Now, over the course of 2018, sorry, let's do first Robinsons Retail. Now, this is the price chart ni Robinsons Retail, 2016 to early 2020s. So in 2016, si RRHI nag-earmark siya ng 5 billion pesos to expand the business. And they plan to put up 200 new stores, which is mostly convenience stores and supermarkets. Then they also acquired 51% stake in the generics pharmacy. And previously, they already acquired South Star Drug way back in 2012. And when they also acquired 51 stake kay generics, that strengthened their retail drug network in the Philippines. No? Paminsan nakala natin magkaiba yung may-ari, isa lang pala. Now with these positive developments, yung mga investors, binilan nila yung stock price from 60 pesos to an all-time high of around 100 pesos. However, nag-report yung company ng negative net income during the third quarter noong 2017. That is because of low household consumption during that time. So this is actually bad news for existing investors kasi syempre, no, negative negative net income. So when this news was released, marami po naglighten ng positions nila. Furthermore, nag-report din sila ng lower earnings during the first quarter of 2019 pagkatapos nila mag-consolidate with Rustans. Now, the selling pressure with all of this news weighed down sa stock price ni RRHI, bringing it down from 100 pesos to around 70 pesos. Okay, so I hope nakita po ninyo dito yung impact ng earnings and future growth prospects on the price action of stocks. Now, here is yung Jollibee Foods Corporation or JFC. No? Makikita nyo dito that 2018 and 2019, si JFC po were all net profit. No? So, first, no, let's look at 2018. During 2018 po, nag-open sila ng stores in Italy and UK and also US. So medyo sideways ang action niya. They were buying it around 250 pesos tapos benta lang din at around 300. Now, December 2018, they acquired 100% of Smash Burger and medyo nag-topish si Jollibee during that time at around 320 pesos. So hindi na po siya umangat more than that, no, during this time. Now, July 19, no, they also acquired CBTL. As you can see, parang marami silang acquisitions during that time because it's the growth phase of Jollibee, parang part of its growth process. But during this time, investors saw this as Jollibee eating, no, or putting too much on its plate and biting more what it can chew. No? So, because of that, medyo naglighting yung ibang investors sa stock na to. This was also accelerated pa yung decline nila when COVID hit, no? Kasi noong February 2020, nag-close yung 14 na Yonghe King stores nila in Hubei, China, where was the doon po nag-start yung pandemic, no? So bumaba talaga yung presyo ng Jollibee, no? And even it went as low as 100. Okay? Now, let's look at, no, ito yung price action niya. Now, tingnan naman natin yung role ng earnings doon sa price action niya as well. So here is the chart of Jollibee, no? Compared, no, I superimpose here the net income nila for these various period. So you can see here that 2018 and 2019, net profit po si Jollibee. So mapansin natin na it translated to an upward price action. However, coming into 2020, no, nag-pandemic na and they registered negative, no, negative na net income. Now, because of this, no, napansin natin na nag-start na siya ng decline ng 2019, lalo na po, no, pagdating ng pandemic na negative talaga siya. So, makita din natin the price action also went down. Now, in 2021, you can see here that the net income went back into the green. So, profitable sila, 5.98 billion. Tapos 2022, tumaas pa to 7.56 billion. And because of that, we can also see here the translation niya sa price action na it's slowly recovering. Now it's trading at around 260 pesos. Now, I hope, no, all of these three examples was able to show to us, no, ano po yung impact ng earnings to the respective price action ng stock. Kaya napapansin nyo, analysts or even investors really watch out for the earnings releases of the companies. Kasi may impact siya sa price action and the performance of your portfolio. Now, before we head on to the next part of the discussion, just final notes lang po on earnings per share or EPS. Again po, hindi lang po tayo titingin sa earnings per share for a specific year, but dapat nakikita din natin that through the years, nag-grow siya consistently. Yung consistent earnings growth is actually a sign of management competence, no? And of course, maganda yung business development nila because they're trying to find means to continuously grow the business. Now, not only do you look at earnings per share on a specific period, mas maganda rin po if titingnan natin yung compounded annual growth rate ng EPS. So not only we know that it is profitable, maganda ding malaman that yung profitability nila is also growing. Okay? Syempre, mas gusto natin yung company na profitable sila, pero mas gusto natin na nag-a-accelerate or nag-grow din yung profitability ng company. And with that, we're going to look into the compounded annual growth rate ng earnings per share. Now, a company with a consistent or growing EPS is actually perceived as financially healthy and it is attractive for investors. Okay? Now, we already understood, no, yung profitability side. Now, if bibili tayo, no, may nakita na tayong company na attractive for us, syempre, titingin tayo sa share price. Okay? And if we look at the share price, we need to know if it's trading cheap or expensive. And one of the multiples or valuation metrics that we're going to use is your PE ratio. Now, this PE ratio is a valuation ratio that compares the company's share price relative to its earnings per share. Okay, tinitingnan natin what price it is trading relative to its profitability metric, which is your earnings per share. So I know that's quite a technical definition, no? So let's try to simplify it. If you come to understand the PE ratio, this is actually just telling us how much investors are willing to pay right now for every peso of earnings it has published. Okay, di ba? Share price, it is what is trading right now. Earnings per share is the earnings of the company divided by your outstanding share. So parang how much is the net income per outstanding share? But if we compare that with the share price, it's telling us how much we are paying, no? Kasi that's how much we're going to buy it per share for every peso of earnings ng company. So as a general rule of thumb po, yung companies with lower PE ratio is relatively cheaper than those trading with higher PE ratios. But again, this is not an absolute measure, no? Marami pa tayong titingnan dyan, no? That's why you need to attend as well our other sessions to get a better glimpse of all the multiples. Now, alam mo na po natin kung paano mag-measure ng earnings per share. We did quite a lot of calculations na for that. And yung share price is actually quite easy to know as well. Kasi di ba pag tingin nyo sa favorite news channel ninyo or open kayo ng stock brokerage account, meron po tayong tinatawag na ticker tape. No? Yung ticker tape, yan po yung tumatakbo-takbo sa accounts natin or doon sa news, no? Sa ANC or ano bang business news channel na sinusubaybayan natin. Now, you can usually see three basic information of the stock transaction here. So, for example, in this case, you have MBT, 66, and 1,360. So, ano ba ibig sabihin ng mga symbols and numbers na to? So, yung first po is the stock symbol. That's MBT or that's short for Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company. Second po is the price at which the stock was traded. And third is the total number of shares that was traded. So kung nakikita po natin yun siya sa ticker tape, this transaction tells us that 1,360 shares of Metrobank was traded at 66 pesos per share. Okay? Sige. I hope you understood that. Very easy lang. This is the last leg of our PE ratio. So let's try to check our understanding with this pop quiz. Now, you can see these details sa ticker tape. Let's see, nakita niyo pong tatlo na to. So yung first question ko sa inyo is this. At what price did URC trade? Sige nga. At what price did URC trade? Yes, you are correct. That is 120.2 pesos. Okay, again, 120.2 is the correct answer. Next. How many shares of SMPH traded at 31.70? Okay, tingnan nyo sa sticker tape. How many shares of SMPH was traded at 31.70? Yes, you are correct. That's 600 shares. Last question. What stock traded at 2.07 pesos? All right, you're correct. That's Meg or Megaworld. Okay, so very easy, no? Now we know kung paano tumingin or saan natin nakikita yung share price. Tapos na tayo mag-identify ng share price, ngayon pwede na po tayong mag-calculate ng PE ratio. So again, to check our understanding, let's try to see which of the two companies below looks cheaper to buy. Okay, so again, si company ABC has an EPS of 13.3. Tapos it's currently trading at 200 pesos per share. Sige, can you please calculate ano yung PE ratio for company ABC? Alright, I'm getting numbers already. Gagalingin na mag-compute ha. Bilis pati. Alright, you are correct, no? 15x. Okay, so by the way, no, since it is a multiple, usually we attach x. So, ibig sabihin 15 times. So, ibig sabihin yan, people are paying 15 pesos for every peso of earnings ng company. So, kumbaga, for every peso of earnings ng company, people are paying 15 times more or 15 pesos for that earnings. Alright, you're correct, 15 times. Now, next, let's look at company XYZ. Sige nga, currently trading at 160 pesos, earnings per share at 8 pesos. Ano yung PE ratio ng company XYZ? Ayan, I see, changes sa answers niyo. I'm happy you got into that habit, no? Again, lagyan po natin ng X or times. Okay, so that is correct, 20 times or 20x. So, essentially, for company XYZ, people are paying 20 pesos for every peso of earnings of the company. Right? So 20 times. So again, the bigger question here is, which stock is cheaper? Now, looking at the two PE ratios, is it company XYZ or company ABC? Okay? Yeah. So dito pa lang, parang ginawa na natin dalawa. No? Parang may dalawang analysis na tayo on both companies. Kanina, we calculated their respective earnings per share. Tapos, we also calculated their PE ratio. Kanina sa earnings per share, mas profitable si company ABC because they have higher EPS than company XYZ. Tapos, dito sa PE ratio pati, na mas na ano pa natin, mas na-confirm pa natin that company ABC is cheaper than company XYZ kasi nga, it's trading 15 times only, si company XYZ 20 times. Okay? Yan, no? So I I think I did my job, no? And we learned about PE ratio and earnings per share. All right? Now, I hope you learned a lot from that part, no? And sige, let's try to put that into action. Those mga hypotheticals lang sila, no? Kasi those are sample problems lang. But when you go to your platform sa First Metro Securities, you can again go to research company. Lagay natin, let's say, Ayala Corporation. We're interested to know the EPS or PE ratio of Ayala Corporation. So you just type in their AC. Makikita mo dito that the share price is 676. Tapos the earnings per share is 55.21. Okay, sige, can you please confirm, no? What is the PE ratio for Ayala Corporation? Sample computations as well. Sige, again, 676 divided by 55.21. Yes, you're correct, no? 12.24. Okay? And actually, my shortcut dyan. You see that here, 12.24. That's your trailing 12 months PE ratio, 12.24. Okay. Sige, let's do two more examples or three. Next is ICT, International Container Terminal Services. Sige ha, you see here, its EPS is 17.04, trading at 247.8. This is the last price niya, share price, 247.8, EPS na 17.04. What's your PE ratio for ICT? What's your PE ratio for ICT? Sige, I'm getting answers already. That's 14.54. Let's see if that's the correct answer. Reveal na natin. Yes, you are correct. That's 14.54. Galing niya na mag-compute, no? Sige, let's do another, no? Ayala Land Incorporated. Currently trading at 31.55 pesos. Tapos EPS niya is 1.58. What's the PE ratio of Ayala Land? All right, I'm getting answers already. All right, let's see. Let's see. If that is na-reveal na natin. Yes, you are correct. That's 19.97. All right, gagaling na. Okay, so medyo ano na kayo, masters of calculating PE ratios. Congratulations. All right. Now, again, just a few more notes on PE ratio. No, yung mga na-calculate natin ngayon, most of them are just trailing PE ratios. So when you say trailing PE ratio, it is backwards looking. Bakit? No, because what we did is yung share price that we got is actually, let's say, the previous day's close. Tapos, it's actually based on past earnings. Kasi yung EPS natin, it's based on the last nila na release nila ng earnings. Now, usually, they release quarterly. So, usually, nandun naka-base yung EPS natin. And that is what you call trailing PE ratio. So, it's based on past earnings. So, it is backwards looking. So, parang tinitingnan natin ano yung PE ratio niya during that time. But we have to understand that the stock market is a forward-looking mechanism. No? So, there's what we call as well as forward PE ratio, wherein it is based on future expectations. Now, what happens lang to your PE ratio calculation is, yung price mo is the current price niya, pero yung earnings per share mo, instead of the previous period's EPS ang gagamitin, meron din tayong tinatawag na expected or future EPS. So may mga estimates niyan, no? So there are many sources for you to get some, but yung readily available lang talaga is trailing. But if you get a hold of forward, no, or future EPS niya, let's say for the next year, then you'll be able to get your forward PE. And sometimes researchers prefer forward PE rather than trailing PE. Okay, so just one note, no, when you talk about the PE ratio. And when you use the PE ratio, it's actually called a relative valuation tool. So ibig sabihin, we want to relate it, no, in comparison to each other, no, to another company na similar sila. Kasi it should not be used as on its own, no. We'll get some insights if you use it in one company, pero mas nagagamit natin yung relative valuation metrics such as PE ratio if we compare them among peers, no. So for example, marunong ka na mag-calculate sa isa, you do the same as well to the other companies in the similar industry. So for example, here, no, I'll give you a shortcut, no. Sa FirstMetroSec platform, you go to quotes, then you go to stats, you go to analytics, then fundamental. Doon nyo po makikita si price to earnings ratio. Na hindi na po kayo yung nag-compute, but yung platform na po mismo. And since the price changes day after day, trade after trade, nagbabago din po dito real time, no, dito sa price to earnings na analytics. Now, what we did here, you can actually build watch list on your own if you are going to compare some peers, no, of the company that you're interested in. But for discussion purposes, let's say titingnan lang natin yung mining and oil industry. So we filter all the mining and oil companies here sa Philippines na sector. You see that all mining and oil, ito po lahat ng companies in that sector. Makikita mo rin po dito lahat ng PE ratio under that industry. So as you can see, may mga companies that are positive, may mga companies as well na negative yung PE ratio nila. So dyan pala you can already filter ano yung gusto mong investan. Would you like to invest in a company with a positive PE or a negative PE? Now, let's say, no, you can also see more insights here. Like number one, you can check the average. Ano ba yung industry average ng mining and oil industry? Ano ba yung average PE? Where do they usually trade? Okay? Then you will be able to see then, no, from the average value, which companies trade on the expensive spectrum or the cheaper side of the spectrum. Okay? So you can use that, no, comparison among peers. But not only that, no, not only that, you should also compare it as well with historical. Kasi baka naman yung stock na yan is really trading within that levels lang. Din kasi may mga stock na talaga na gano'n na below average sila, pero when you look at it historically, nandun lang din talaga siya nagte-trade na PE. Okay, so those are my notes, no, for getting insights sa PE ratio. Alright? On a company perspective naman, no, for example, you look at Meralco, punta lang kayo dun sa valuation, no. Kanina napakita ko na po where to find the EPS. Ito, nasa valuation lang din po yung PE ratios for each year. And you have 5 years worth of data. Kung gusto niyo ng historical, you can actually extract Excel sheet dito and do your own calculations. Okay? So ayan, no, again, when you use PE ratio, you use that on the company itself, but from that value, you compare that among peers and historical niya. Okay, so kung may gusto mo ng historical perspective, that's the purpose of this. Makikita mo saan siya nagtitrade historically. Alright, so I hope you find that insightful. And another note ko sa inyo when you analyze using PE ratio is to beware of the value trap. Kasi paminsan may nakikita ka doon na, uy, it's really trading cheap. But you have to ask more questions. First, is the company's fundamentals deteriorating? No? May mga ganun na instances, no? Tingnan mo yung historical niya. Baka In the recent years, always nagne-negative yung ano niya, yung earnings per share niya or the PE ratio niya. And sometimes when the fundamentals are deteriorating, yan yung cause for it to trade below peers and historical average. Kasi syempre, if people want to invest in that sector, they'd rather put their money in better, no, companies, no, fundamentally better companies, sometimes leading them to have higher PEs. And again, ito pa ulit-ulit ko na lang to, no, repetitive to all throughout the discussion. Just because a stock's PE is cheap doesn't mean you should buy it agad-agad. No? So, if ako ngayon tatanungin nyo, yung mga valuation, no, PE on its own, hindi siya dapat siya lang yung gagamitin mo. That's why we have more data out there that we can correlate. Kasi paminsan, no, maganda din if we understand these metrics kasi paminsan may nakikita tayong mga discrepancy and sometimes yun yung nagli-lead to good investment decisions natin. But on its own, hindi lang siya dapat yan lang yung gagamitin niyo to know if you should buy it already. Okay? Use it in coordination with other multiples as well or other fundamental metrics. Okay? So, lastly, no, when you see a low PE ratio, ang first thing that comes to mind is there's value. No? Kasi it's relative to its earning, maliit lang yung price that people are willing to buy it. No? Or people are willing to buy it cheaper even though mataas yung earnings niya. So that may indicate a lack of attention and love lang. So kaya later, no, we'll be discussing about the unloved stock screen research report namin. Pero meron din kayo may mga times din that you see companies trading with high PE ratio. So pag high PE ratio, usually yan, we equate that to being expensive. Pero paminsan, warranted din yung expensive levels niya. Kasi nga, some people are buying that stock at higher prices or higher multiples because it indicates higher potential and expectations of success further down the road or through the years. So may mga ganun, no? So there's always a balance. Kaya nga hindi pwede ito lang yung gagamitin natin. We have to use other multiples as well. Kaya, no, if you're going to use this as one of your metrics, no, you should always consider the other fundamentals ng business. Kasi nga, baka yung earnings niya, hindi na niya ma-sustain moving forward. Okay? So, that's my notes for PE ratio. When you look at low or high PEs. So with that, no, I hope you learned a lot from my part of the discussion. Now, to talk about those, no, yung mga low PEs or high PEs, na sometimes we need help when it comes to screening those stocks. Okay, so in this juncture, no, I'd like to call in my friend, no, from our equity research division. So we're actually very fortunate enough to be joined by Mr. Peter Louise Garnace, no. So he actually joined FirstMetroSecurities in June 2022 and has been assisting the senior analyst in covering power and utility stocks. He graduated with a degree in BS Management with a minor in international business in 2022 with honors. And he graduated from Ateneo de Manila University. Concurrently, he is taking master's in economics degree in the same university. So without further ado, let's welcome to the virtual floor, Ms. Peter Garnace. Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah. Thank you so much, JP, no? And good morning, everyone. Let me just share my screen for the presentation. There you go. Let me just... Yep. So again, good morning, everyone. I'm Peter Garnace, and thank you so much, no, JP, for letting us introduce our stock screen report. And thank you so much as well to our viewers and our audience this morning. And just to first, no, let me give a quick backgrounder of our stock screen report. So the stock screen is one of FirstMetroSecurities research reports, And this is tailor fit for investors who base their investment decisions on select financial metrics of the stocks in the PSE. And these are the examples that JP was able to give you earlier, for example, the EPS and as well as the PE. As the name suggests, the stock screen is a screener of stocks that automatically filters companies and selects the outperforming ones based on our or each metrics or criteria. So the stock screen is designed to show three model portfolios to suit different investment styles. And these are namely the riding the flows, unloved, and yield seeker. So for those of you who have been following our stock screen reports, we have recently updated our methodology for this. And this is to provide our clients as well with more improved, more robust, and quality report. So in our platform, you can see our stock screen report, and you just need to navigate the research tab, and it's in our latest reports. And there's the stock screen tab as well, or the stock screen uh, area there. So now, as mentioned, there are three different investments styles that we consider for the stock screen. And just first, in terms of methodology, we do maintain a stock screen universe, which are selected from all securities that are included in the MSCI Investable Market Index, the PSE, PSE Mid Cap, and the PSE Dividend Yield. So these are the sources of our index or of our stock screen universe. So investability filters used to determine inclusions in each of the screens are run on a monthly basis. So we do this every month, and equity universe data cutoff date is set on the last trading day of the month. And just some disclaimer po, data that we use are retrieved through our Refinitiv or Thomson Reuters subscription. So all the figures for this report came from our third-party data provider. So as mentioned, there are three different investment styles that we consider for the stock screen. And for part one of the best series, I will discuss with you riding the flows and unloved. So for riding the flows and unloved, we mainly based these criteria on earnings per share or EPS growth, which was really comprehensively discussed by JP earlier, as well as the price to earnings or PE ratio, discussed as well earlier. But we have other metrics that we use, which are price to book and EV/EBITDA for our stock screen. And at the same time, we also complement this criteria with other metrics as well. Let's say, for example, liquidity, meaning trading volume, as well as foreign momentum. And that means in terms of foreign buys or foreign flows. So specifically for riding the flows, these are highly traded growth stocks. So our stock screen filters companies with high EPS growth, liquidity, and foreign momentum. Meanwhile, for the unloved portfolio, we filter stocks that are undervalued but with promising growth as well. So this means that the stocks have high or fast growing business, but market is undervaluing them for some other reasons. So the stock that would enter are those with high EPS growth, but cheap valuation in terms of PE, PB, and EV/EBITDA. So our screener is complemented by liquidity and foreign flows criteria. Now let me first just present our latest stock screen report for the month of January. And so we ran our screeners as of end December, and these stocks appeared. So these are the stocks that generate high earnings growth, but are being so these are companies with high liquidity and with foreign visibility as well. So again, these are high earnings growth potential companies, and these are high liquid and foreign liquidity. In terms of foreign visibility, they do have that. So in terms of attention from our foreign investors, they do have that. So for this, let me just discuss at least one stock, which is Jollibee. So for Jollibee, Jollibee entered our filter because it is among the stocks with high average volume as well as net foreign momentum. Also, in terms of EPS, JFC has relatively high earnings per share, right here. Relative to its earnings per share in the 2-year growth. So it has around 16.6% CAGR in terms of its EPS. So it's quite high. And also just to share as well, if you are monitoring our reports, our reports in the platform that we publish reports in our platform, and we also have a buy call for Jollibee. It's one of our topics for 2024. And this is because aside from its high growth potential, we like that it's currently has a better store economics. So what it means when it has a better store economics. So for Jollibee, the percentage of its franchisee-owned stores is now higher compared to the company-owned stores. So what it means with for Jollibee is that since franchisee-owned stores are bigger, that means the operational cost for Jollibee is smaller, since operational costs right now are being shouldered by the franchisee already. And another thing that we like about Jollibee is that it was able to turn around a Smashburger and CBTL acquisition. So earlier, JP was able to provide us with um, a snapshot of what happened in terms of price action of Jollibee way back 2018, 2019. That's when Jollibee acquired CBTL and Smashburger, and these were loss-making businesses back then in the US, and they acquired that. And thanks to its management, they were able to turn around CBTL and Smashburger. Right now, they're more profitable. And yes, in terms of EPS, we think that it would also contribute moving forward to Jollibee. So we think that Jollibee right now is a better Jollibee post-COVID-19 pandemic. So other stocks that appeared in our riding the flows criteria or filter are Ayala Corp, Ayala Land, SM, and ICT. So now for our next model portfolio, which is the unloved. So these are growth stocks with cheap valuation. So these stocks do generate high earnings growth, but are really being undervalued by the market. So for this, let me discuss first Manila Water or MWC. So for MWC, it is a good EPS, as we can see here, around 4.9. As we can see in the peer table, it is forecasted to grow an EPS by 14.9% in the next 2 years. But this growth is not yet quite reflected in its share price because it has a low PE right now. And that means that Manila Water has good earnings potential, but its stock price is cheap relative to its earnings. And just to elaborate more on Manila Water's earnings, there's a strong growth potential for the counter, especially it has a rate rebasing. Its rate rebasing was approved by MWSS. So since it can charge more to customers, it would be able to generate more profits as well. However, it is being undervalued perhaps for other reasons that the market is pricing in. The market might be pricing in some risk to Manila Water, such as regulatory risk or even El Nino, the risk of El Nino. So, but fundamentally, Manila Water is good given its earnings growth potential. Another stock that I'd like to discuss is Converge, and relative to its peers, the company has faster earnings growth potential. However, despite this, its price to earnings and price to book as well as EV/EBITDA are cheap, which means that the market is really undervaluing the stock. And also, just to give more color, since Converge is one of our topics going into 2024, fundamentally, Converge is attractive. And since it is a pure play fixed line broadband company, and it has no exposure really to the mobile segment, which is really very competitive right now. Another growth potential for Converge for the company's earnings is that its introduction of the prepaid fiber broadband, which will benefit especially those in the lower household segments. So with this, Converge will be able to increase it will be able to increase its customers, which is a catalyst to grow its earnings moving forward. And yeah, I guess that's it for our stock screen. And on that note, I'll end my presentation and feel free to ask questions later on. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Peter, for sharing to us the stock screen report. And again, guys, as mentioned by Peter, that is a upgraded methodology na. which I think is really an upgrade, no? Kasi right now we already, hindi lang siya fixed to fundamental metrics as well, but syempre to visibility of foreigners through their flows, no? So foreign flows. So that's something that I hope you can really use, no? So essentially, guys, the stock screener, it's designed na based on these fundamental values, no, and other metrics, we filter stocks that are within that sphere, no? Sphere. But syempre, it's just a screener, no? So we still have more, we can filter those, no? Like some of the screen stocks, right, for January are actually our top picks, no? So you can do those analysis, no? And for example, those baka pwede na sa inyo na fundamental perspective, okay na yung stock screen, then you can apply technical analysis, no, to be able to check the timing of your entries and exits. Okay? So for that, no, Traders Playbook Report naman yon, we'll be discussing that in best part 3. So in summary lang, no, getting back to our session this morning, we learned, no, these are the things that we learned today, that earnings releases actually impact, no, yung price action niya. And not only that, no, even future expectation of earnings affects price action. We also learned how to check the profitability of companies through their earnings per share, no? Dami nating examples kanina, but that's very key, no? To be able to know how to calculate your earnings per share to check profitability. Now, after that, we also learn how to compute for your PE ratio, which is just your share price divided by your EPS. And that enables us to determine if the stock is expensive or cheap, no? Again, relative to historical PE niya and relative to its peers across the same industry. Now, we also understood kanina, no, through Peter, how to make the most of our stock screen report. He was able to share about riding the flows plus unlove. During our next webinar, we'll be discussing yung isa po, yung yield seeker. No, but we'll be talking about that in the best part 2 series. Now, I'd like to give you this time, no, to queue in your questions. We already have 8 questions sa Q&A. So we will answer them later, and I'll give you time to do so while I present some of the next few slides. No? So it's already sakto lang naman yung time na we'll be able to cater to more questions. Now, I hope you learned a lot from the webinar, and I hope, no, it was a positive experience, na learning experience from you. But we want to hear your honest opinion, so let us know how we can improve further with regards to your market education learning experience. So you can please scan this QR code to accomplish the feedback survey for this webinar. This will let us know, no, how we did this time, what worked well, and of course, where can we still improve moving forward. But I'm very happy to see already positive feedback sa chat box. No? So I hope we see both, no, where we did well and where we can still improve. So take a screenshot of this and accomplish the feedback form while we go through the Q&A. I'm also inviting everyone to start your journey into financial wisdom this January 2024 with our upcoming webinars. No? So tapos na po tayo sa best part 1, which is today, Saturday. Our next session will be best part 2, earning from dividends and undervalued stocks. So that will be on January 23, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So with our market education na mga sessions, whether you're a seasoned investor or nagsisimula pa lang kayo sa financial adventure nyo, we have crafted a series designed for your preferences. So there's a variety of topics that we will be discussing this January 25, no? We have your New Year's resolution for investors. On 30 will be best part 3, introduction to technical analysis. Now, if you want to register, you can just go to our Facebook page so you can register doon sa link on the specific post. Now, for the second part of our webinar series, which is earning from dividends and undervalued stocks, just to give you a heads up, no, para makapag-register na rin kayo dun sa next session natin on Tuesday, we're going to talk about the following. First, how do we earn dividend income from stocks? Second, how do we use the dividend capture strategy, which is a short-term approach to capturing dividend income? And third, how do we know if the stock is cheap? And lastly, another member from our equity research division will discuss about our yield seeker stock screen research report. Now, after finishing our 3-part best series, I highly recommend everyone to enroll in our guided investor fearless trader, which is a paid learning series. So the first session will start on February 6, 2024, and it will be covering the following modules. No? So si Sir Aaron Sai, our market consultant, will be discussing fundamental analysis and valuation, technical analysis, and building your own trading system. So actually, the best series, itong inattendan niyo po this morning, is a stepping stone to gift. No, parang it's just bridging the gap between the basic series to the intermediate level. So I hope, after you are able to attend our best series, you'll be able to join our gift learning series as well. If hindi naman po kayo makaka-attend sa mga sessions that we have prepared for the public, you can actually invite us for free and exclusive na mga customized, gamified learning programs and or briefings. We can present to your company, school, organization, or clients. Simply send us an email at marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. Or if you know me, you can also go through me as well. So just again, no need to have a really formal na email or formal letter. Just shoot us an email on what you'd like to do. Any market education needs that you have, then we can set an online meeting to discuss how to deliver it. Now, we can deliver these services nationwide as we have offices in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. So if nearby lang po yung area nyo, we can conduct face-to-face seminars. But syempre, with technology, we can also conduct webinars as well. Now, should you decide to invest in the future, we would like to let you know that with FirstMetroSec, you only need one account for all your investment needs. You can gain access to your portfolio using your desktop, laptop, tablets, and even your mobile phones. Now, gamit rin ang inyong FirstMetroSec account, you can trade PSE stocks, real estate investment trust, exchange-traded funds, invest in mutual funds, unit investment trust funds, and even bonds. And we're actually doing pretty well. We have received multiple awards and global recognitions from Finance Asia, Global Economics, Global Brands Magazine, and Asia Money Brokers Poll. And through the years, we were awarded to be Philippines' best online broker, best stock brokerage house, best and most innovative online trading platform, among others. And we also have an award that we did it again, not just once, not twice, but 6 times for 6 consecutive years. FirstMetro Securities is humbled to be named the best online broker and best online trading platform for 2023. And ito po yung 6th year in a row that we have won these amazing titles. Lastly, we're also grateful to the Bureau of Treasury for recognizing the contribution of FirstMetroSec to their pursuit of strengthening financial literacy and inclusion to Filipinos around the globe. Now, you can open an account by downloading the FirstMetroSec Go mobile app sa Google Play or Apple App Store and click Sign Up Now. All you need to do is just complete the online registration form and upload the required documents. So after the webinar, we're going to play the video on how you can open your accounts. But when you open your account, please use the seminar code BEST or BEST for us to know that you came from this webinar. We have continuously been aggressive as well in coming up with webinars to reach out to more people. Yung recorded version of this, hopefully our marketing team will be able to upload it to our channel. So doon po namin i-upload yung mga saving and investing webinars namin. If you'd like to join our Facebook community as well, you can also search for the official Facebook community of FirstMetroSec. We have over 100K members there already. So you can scan this QR code or search sa Facebook groups. You can also join our Viber community, lalo na po kayo kung existing stock FirstMetroSec account holder na kayo. I highly recommend that you join the FirstMetroSec Viber community for market updates, corporate news, dividend announcements, mga alerts sa mga bagong research reports, and recommendations and stock market guidance. So if you'd like, take a screenshot of this and I hope you join our Viber community. Doon po talaga pinakamabilis mag-send ng information. Kung may mga further pa po kayo ng mga tanong, you may visit our help center, that is help.firstmetrosec.com.ph, and meron kami mga frequently asked questions doon, or you can search for your inquiry by accessing our help desk. Now, feel free to connect with us. Yung main website po namin is firstmetrosec.com.ph. Sa social media channels, just search for the handle @FirstMetroSec. Para sa mga account request naman, updates, access concerns, just email customer service at firstmetrosec.com.ph. So with that, thank you everyone, and it's now time for the Q&A. Yan, dami no. We now have 13 questions here. Alright, so by the way, for the feedback form, nandun po yung link sa chat box. Okay, sige, let's go first to the Q&A, no? Now, here's a question from Sir Joel, no? So sabi niya, in the EPS computation, is the net income annual? No, during our computations kanina, yes, that is net income na annual. Because napansin niyo, those are 5 years worth of data, no? So we check the net income for that year and also check the outstanding shares for that year. So that is actually annual. But you can actually, no, itong EPS computation, it's actually na period-to-period basis. So pwede naman siya quarter-on-quarter. So depende po sa inyo. Ano po yung available na data for you? Alright? Here, another question from an anonymous attendee. May range ba po ang EPS para ma-distinguish kung bad, good, better, best ang performance ng isang company? I think, no, I'd like to, Peter, would you like to take this? Meron ba dang range yung EPS?
Well, yeah. Sige. Thanks, JP. No? Well, just to maybe gauge in terms of EPS of the companies, no. I think there are two ways to to gauge yung EPS. Mentioned kanina ni JP na in terms of historical performance of EPS ng companies, you can also do that. And also in terms of parang peer sa comparison in terms of its peers as well. So that's another thing, just to compare if it's good or better or bad in terms of its EPS. And even in other metrics as well, you can do that as well. So you can compare it historical performance as well as its industry in terms of industry average. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And maybe ito pahabol, Peter, no? Yung outstanding shares ba, ito yung total shares ng company or shares lang na available sa public? Alright?
Yeah, the total outstanding shares is the total shares ng companies. What's available, the shares available to the public is called free float or public float, and that's usually yun yung lumiliit kapag nagba-buyback yung company. Let's say for example, si Aboitiz just last year nag-buyback siya. So lumiit yung free float niya or yung public float niya, and that's why it was deleted in the PSEI last year. So lumiit yung public float kapag nagba-buyback yung company.
All right, thank you for that, Peter. Here's another question from anonymous attendee. What does earmarking mean? So I think you were referring to the chart I showed you about RRHI. So essentially, pag nag-earmark ka, parang if you have a certain number, certain fund, you're earmarking a certain amount for a specific purpose, then parang itinatabi mo na yung amount na yon for that specific purpose. So that's just earmarking. So I hope I answered your question. Another question from anonymous attendee, please elaborate more on CAGR or compounded annual growth rate. So yung CAGR po, it's just a metric, no? Itong CAGR, if you come to think about it, para lang siyang average. Pero there's, this is another discussion, but there are different types of averages, no? Meron tayong yung normal average lang, meron namang geometric mean, meron namang CAGR. But usually, pag medyo volatile yung numbers natin, like yung performance ng investments natin, performance ng portfolio natin, performance ng certain index, due to the volatility, paminsan hindi magandang metric yung usual na average na alam natin, na isa-sum mo lang lahat, divide by the number of uh, items that you studied, paminsan na-overstate siya or na-understate siya. Kaya mas maganda yung cager paminsan for volatile na mga performance. Like yung EPS. So hindi mo naman yun maano, depende naman yun sa performance ng company. So compounded annual growth rate is like the average. No? So for example, si PSEI from the start up until a certain year, nagbabago yung performance niya year in, year out. To get a better gauge of how much your investment is growing, then you use CAGR. Yung ginagawa rin ng iban kasi, start to finish, no, na level, start to finish. Now, what they do lang is they get the average, no, like, kung yan yung growth niya, i-divide niya sa number of years, paminsan, overestimated yung number na makukuha mo. Yung CAGR takes yung into account each of those. So, parang better estimate siya. Okay, so, yeah. I hope I answered your question. Here's another question from anonymous attendee. What do I do if the stock I chose in December does not appear on the January stock screen? Do I hold on to it or sell it? Peter, would you like to take this?
Yeah, thanks, JP. Yeah, I think it would depend on the profile of the investors, no? He can be very active, very nimble in terms of its portfolio management. So he can follow the changes on the stock screen every month as well. But I think for our stock screens, we assured that our filter was able to filter good relatively good quality stocks. And yeah, I think in terms of investor profile, it would really depend. If they're more of conservative, they can really hold on to that stock since it's quite good, and we were able to present it earlier, the fundamentals or the reason why it was able to enter in the first place sa stock screen, no? But they can also be an active trader and follow the changes in the stock screen. And in our stock screen, just to share as well, there's the performance page. You can see there if the stock screen is really outperforming the market. And I think currently, I think it's going pretty good. The stock screen is going pretty good right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Peter. No? So, yung ano ka lang dyan, yung recommendation ko for that, again, it's named stock screen for a reason. No? So, screen it because it's based on some fundamental metrics, di ba? But syempre, when you time your entries and exits, maybe you can use technical analysis in that, no? If you're an active trader. Pero magkaiba syempre if you're an investor. But that's what I suggest, no? Use it as a screener. Tapos, if you want to time your entries and exit, then use technical analysis. But hirap nun. What if sa unlove kayo, no? You don't expect sa unlove na may momentum doon, no? But yeah, use yung mga arsenals at your disposal. Here's another question from an anonymous attendee. Thank you, sir, for the compliments. Great presentation. Do you also have a report which I can refer to in looking for companies with high ESG scores? Peter, do we have that?
Yeah, right now, we do not have reports on ESG in terms of the companies, but individual companies do report their ESG initiatives. Perhaps some are reporting their ESG scores right now. And I think in terms of ESG reporting, I mean sustainability reports, it has picked up just quite recently. Parang hindi pa siya ganun ka widespread sa mga companies right now. But I think there's this order from the SEC right now, to implement sustainability reports. And hopefully, moving forward, we'll be able to get those sustainability reports which we can see yung mga ESG scores ng companies. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Peter. So here's a question from Maritoni, no? So is there a subscription for stock screen? Is this for local markets or international markets included? So Maritoni, no, there's no subscription for stock screen or any of our research reports. All are available sa platform namin at no cost, no fee yan. It's available for everyone, including the stock screen. But syempre, we are a licensed trading participant of PSE lang, so yung coverage niya will just be the local market. Wala pang international market. You can't also trade international stocks directly through our platform, though meron kaming mga mutual funds, unit investment trust funds that are invested in foreign securities. So I hope I answered your question. Yan. So if the company issues stock dividends, will it dilute the outstanding shares? This is a great question. No? Would you like to share your thoughts on this, Peter? Stock divs, dilutive ba sa outstanding shares?
Yeah, I guess in terms of stock divs, no, I think quite recently there are some companies who have given stock divs, no, and yes, it's dilutive in terms of its current shares, and what it means is that yung earnings, or in terms of the value of each stock, would also decline if mag issue sila ng bagong stock.
Yeah. So to follow what Peter said, no, yung nangyayari kasi sa stock divs, all of the existing shareholders will get a certain percentage. Though there would be more shares available sa market, but all of you naman will get the same percentage of stock divs. So essentially you'll have more shares, and yun nga nabanggit ni Peter, yung value ng stock price paminsan nagko-correct siya to reflect that. Kaya paminsan napapansin sa stock divs bumababa yung presyo niya to reflect the stock dividends na parang yung impact niya to the stock price. Okay, I hope we answered your question. Here's a question from anonymous attendee. Hi po, is there a training na makikita po paano mag-trade online? For maybe you can attend our website navigation session, but it's more of how to use our platform. Kasi if you want to know how to trade, no, maybe you can attend as well your introduction to technical analysis on best part 3, kasi I have interactive activity there on the experience of trading a certain stock. So, yun. Those are the 2 trainings I can recommend. Website navigation namin. Meron po sa YouTube namin yan. Or best part 3, which is technical analysis. Here's another question, no? Curious attendee. How much is the gift seminar? So, let me check. So, I think yung gift session namin is paid session siya. Meron kaming individual kasi it's 3 modules siya eh. May fundamental analysis, may technical analysis, may build your own trading system. Pero meron siyang if you want to buy it individually or attend individually, pwede naman. Pero meron ata siyang it has a bundle rate. Tingnan ko na lang po. Let me just confirm. Baka hindi na updated yung alam ko. For a while. Ayan, gift. So you can go to our Facebook page to check, no? For a while. Ayan. So each of the modules, no, is a 3-day course, usually Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Meron po tayong fundamental analysis, technical analysis, build your own trading. Yan siya, 3 days each. Now, if you're going to attend, let's say, si fundamental analysis and valuation lang, learning investment is 3,000 pesos. Si technical analysis naman, ito naman siya, depende siya, no? Kung new enrollee ka, 5,000 pesos for technical analysis. Pero kung gift attendee ka na before, 3,000 lang. Tapos for build your own trading system, pag bagong enrollee ka, it's 10,000 pesos. No? So, yan. No, but if you want to get a bundle, kasi kung isa-isahin mo siya, fundamental analysis 3,000, technical analysis 5,000, so 8,000 na. Plus build your own trading system na 10,000, that's 18,000. Pero if you're going to get the bundle, no, yung for the gift bundle, it's only 10,000 pesos. Okay? So, sulit na siya, parang nagkaroon ka ng 40% discount, no? Guesstimate ko lang. Okay? So, yan. Those are the rates for the gift series. And ako, I highly recommend it because that's actually one of the first formal seminars I attended na hindi lang basic, not just the basic session. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Next, how to estimate the value of forward EPS and PE. Peter, would you like to take this?
Well, in terms of ano po no, forecasting EPS or PE value, well, there's an easy way actually to do this. No, you can just go in one of our platforms. Still, no, we still have this a stock screen report. So we also have this data on hand. So if you are going to look at the forward PE as well as the EPS of some of the stocks, well, what we have there is we have the PSCI, the mid cap index, as well as the other sector indices. So you can take a look at it. I invite you to take a look at it in our platform as well. So it is the consensus report in our platform. So you will be able to see it there as well.
And thank you for that, Peter. Another question from Amiel. Sir, in relation to EPS and PE ratio, how to look at this with price to book value? So Sir Amiel, to know the answer to that question, attend po kayo sa Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be discussing about price to book value. Okay? So, yan, no? But usually, no, ang thought ko dito, initial thoughts is there are some industries na it's better to put prime importance sa PE and EPS. Pero may ibang industries or sectors na it's better to use your price to book value as your prime reference, no? Yan, no? So, yan. Okay. Iba kasi yung yung earnings, usually tinitingnan yan is paano na-generate. But yung price to book kasi is parang tinitingnan mo lang how much is the book value relative to its price right now. So, we'll discuss that on Tuesday, sir. Okay? So, stay tuned, no? All right, another question here. Newbie in trading, how to tell if companies keep on getting cheaper? When will be the better time to buy stocks? Yeah. So how do you tell if companies keep on getting cheaper? So yeah, Peter, would you like to share your insights on this?
Well, just to bounce back from what we've discussed earlier, no. When the PE of a company, well, relative to its peers is getting cheaper, no, that's one sign to tell na it's cheap in terms of the market is undervaluing the stock. So we were able to discuss that earlier in terms of PE. If it's relatively low compared to its peers, but it has, like, for example, a growing company, it has like a good earnings, really, no. So that's another a good buy as well. So it's a better time to buy stocks when it's being undervalued by the market. So when it increase in value, so that's when you, of course, take profits or secure gains already.
Yeah, thanks for that, Peter. And again, this is for a person that is a long-term investor, no? Kasi if you are quite opportunistic in your investing, yung tipong hindi ka na long-term investor but a short-term trader, then you can identify undervalued stocks pero pwede mo rin hintayin, no? When you look at the price action, hintayin mo na may signs na binibili na siya. Okay? But again, it depends on what type of investor you are. Are you the type that just buy and holds? Or are you the type who wants to be opportunistic with your timing of entries and exits? So either way, whatever type of investor you are, see FirstMetroSec will be able to provide you details or data for those needs. Okay? Here's another question from Mary. Good PM po, sir. Newbie, salamat po sa mga info. What if mag-invest po ako sa Jollibee ng 5K tapos bigla humina yon? Stock po. Stock share ay nawawala kung nalugi siya pero hindi pa magko-close ang business. Is there a proof of share of stocks we can hold? Monthly po ba sila nagbibigay ng dividends or yearly? So, a good question, Ma'am Mary, no? So, I think, no, for Jollibee at its current price na 260, I think you can buy minimum 10 shares at it, no? So mga 2,600 lang. So yes, pwede ka maka-invest sa Jollibee with your 5,000. Tapos, let's say humina siya, no? What you will see there sa portfolio niyo, Mary, is just your unrealized profit or loss. So kung humina siya, you'll see there unrealized loss. So if you're going to sell today na bagsak ang presyo niya, syempre lugi ka. But pwede mo naman siya i-hold kasi at the end of the day, meron kang shares of that company. No? Yung naka-indicate, let's say makakabili ka ng 20 shares ni Jollibee. You really own those shares through FirstMetroSec. Now, meron po bang proof of share of stocks that you can hold? Pwede naman po, Ma'am Mary, no? What tawag po namin dyan is upliftment. So yung online na scriptless form ng stocks nyo, pwede na naman natin i-convert yan siya into physical stock certificate. Upliftment po yung process. But the challenge there is what if gusto niyo pong magbenta? Then if you hold the physical certificate, kailangan niyo po ulit ibalik sa FirstMetroSec account niyo. Lodgement naman po yung tawag nun, to turn that physical certificate into online or scriptless para mabenta niyo sa exchange. Okay? So, pwede, again, to answer your question, pwede po kayo, no? Gawin yung paper certificate, pero pag nagbenta kayo, kailangan niyo po siya ibalik. Okay? So, in terms of monthly po ba siya nagbibigay ng dividends? Let me check Jollibee. Let me know, Peter, if you know, no? But I think annual or biannual?
Semi-annual.
Semi-annual. Alright. So, ayun, semi-annual si Jollibee nagbibigay ng dividends. Thank you for that, Peter. So, I hope you answered your question. Yan. Ayan, may repeat question si Sir Emil. So, I'll take this off already. Anonymous attendee, does FMS has a screener that we can do on our own to determine the stocks underwriting the flow or unlove on our own? For this, there's no like screener that you can use, sir. But meron po kaming analytics tab. Maybe I can share that. Yung sa analytics tab po kasi, meron kaming mga fundamentals doon that you can choose, no? Meron dividend yield, meron price to book, price to earnings, price to sales ratio doon that you can use to filter, no? But siguro yung iniisip niyo, sir, is multiples yung titingnan niyo, like I want to screen na ito yung mga PE na range niya, ito yung range ng price to book niya. So right now sa FirstMetroSec wala po kaming ganun. Individual basis lang, sir, like for specific ratio like price to earnings, we can filter or sort that. Price to book, we can also filter and sort. But if multiple, wala pa for now. Ayun. I hope I answered your question. Follow-up question daw po about gift series. Is this also online? And ituturo din po ba how to maximize FMS platform? Yes, no? By the way, the gift learning series is online siya. So you can just join at the comforts of your home. And yes, it's designed to teach you how to make the most of the platform, no? Tuturo ang isang nagandahan ko sa strategy ni Sir Aaron pag nagtuturo siya is that he teaches the concept pero hinahanapan niya ng paraan na ituro din how to apply it using the FirstMetroSec platform. Okay? So I hope you'll be able to attend that. And ang masasabi ko talaga, no bias, no? Sulit talaga siya for the price, no? Syempre, no, for what you can potentially earn from it, no, syempre, yung potential nakikitain nyo in the future if you apply what you learn, that's one upside. Pero isa rin, no, on the other side of the coin, yung pwede naman talaga kayo mag-trial and error on your own. Pero baka magagamit niyo yung mga insights ni Sir Aaron para we can learn from his experience as well. Okay, na parang instead of tayo magkakamali na mga ganun, for us to learn, might as well just ask people who are in the market for a long time already. Okay? Yan. So here's another question. Kasama ba sa Tuesday discussion ang pag-compute ng fair value? Wala po, no? If you're talking about fair value na discounted cash flow, sum of the parts, yan po will be discussed dun sa gift learning series. Kasi kukulangin yung time natin to be able to compute fair value in a single session. Yung discussion on Tuesday, more of dividend siya, more of price to book ratio. And yun, those are the two metrics that we're going to discuss on Friday. On Tuesday pala. Here's a question from Joel. No, I think last two questions na lang sa Q&A. Is the forward-looking EPS issued by the company itself? If yes, how to check for the presence of bias or being having an optimistic outlook? Peter, you might want to take this.
Yeah, I think this is a good question, JP, no? Well, in terms of forward EPS, no, well, different analysts have their own projections, forecasts in terms of EPS. So, some of the data providers that we have, for example, Bloomberg or Thomson Reuters or Refinitiv, they do aggregate this forecast in terms of your EPS, and they average it down, and that's what we call the consensus estimates. So this is a consensus estimate among analysts. So these are independent analysts in the market. So should be no bias at all in terms of ano no outlook. It would depend na lang sa individual analyst what they think about the company, if they're going to forecast. They're more aggressive in terms of their forecasting or conservative in terms of forecasting. But our data providers, Bloomberg, your Refinitiv, they average it down, and that's what we get as the consensus estimates. But what good thing for FMS, we do have as well our own forecasting in terms of EPS, and you can see it in our company reports. And again, I'll invite you as well to check our company reports in our platform, and you can see there different forecasts, different we are forecasting also earnings up until the dividends, EPS, and all the likes. I hope I was able to answer the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Si Ma'am Mary, she's asking about tax, no? But I'm not sure what specific tax you're referring to, Ma'am Mary. But sa First MetroSec na side, we pay all the taxes sa mga trade transactions like SECP fee, PSE fee, VAT, and all of those. No? Those are mandated by regulations. Sa commission side naman, how the company earns is a percentage. No? It's 0.25% of your it's 0.25% of your gross trade value, or 20 pesos, whichever is higher. So which is very cost efficient if you compare to traditional broker assisted na mga accounts. So maybe you can clarify that, Ma'am Mary, no? But that's my answer to the question. Here's another question from an anonymous attendee. Ano po yung time nung sa gift? For the gift series po, usually nasa siya, again, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday ang default niya. But depende, no, that may change. But default is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tapos sa Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Ayun, I hope I answered that question. And yun, ubos na yung Q&A natin. Last scan na lang po dito sa chat box. For the recording of this, no, you can email us to request for recording, or pwede nyo rin po hintayin sa YouTube channel namin once our marketing team is already able to upload it. I already mentioned about the paid webinar. Yeah, done na. Again, FirstMetroSec is only for PSE na mga traded securities. Wala po kaming yung nasa labas na foreign stocks. Wala po. And someone is asking if they can have two accounts. Yes, they can have two accounts, no, multiple accounts. Some of our clients do that. They have account for their long-term positions. They have accounts for their short-term trades. May accounts sila for their dividend yielding ng mga stocks. So pwede po multiple accounts. So I think I was able to answer some of the questions here already. Yeah. Do I need to open an FMS account to access company PE ratio? Yes, no. So all of those are inside our platform, so you need to have an account. Ayan, here's a question. Recently, binaba na daw po ang fee ng broker from 20 to 0. Thanks, no? So, ano pa? Wala pang official, no? I've seen the news as well. But again, no, we're talking about the minimum. No, we're talking about the minimum that the broker can charge. No, yung sa amin right now is 20 pesos ang minimum niya. Okay? So, yeah, let's see, no, let's wait the official disclosure. For the gift series, will there be recordings? Yes, no, but for a limited amount of time lang. No, so you'll get your recordings pero limited amount of time because limited lang din yung cloud storage space namin. So you can view it for a certain duration lang after the conduct of the event. Yun, Sir Charles, no, how will the broker earn? As I mentioned, I think they were just referring to the minimum. No, I might be wrong, no, wala pang official disclosure on this. But I think the percentage of the gross trade value will still be there. Kasi right now the how the FirstMetroSec earns is through commission, which is 0.25% of your gross trade value or 20 pesos. Again, or 20 pesos, whichever is higher of the two. So baka yung iniisip lang nila is just to take out the minimum, no? Yung minimum na 20. Okay? But I think the percentage of the gross trade value will remain, no? Para lang hindi na siya mahal kahit lower than 8,000 yung trade mo. Okay? Kasi the broker will not earn pag zero. wala na kaming trabaho ni Peter niyan. All right. Sige. So I guess I was able to answer all the question and it's already 12 noon. Sakto lang. I don't want to keep you waiting. Baka luto na yung mga lunch niyo. No? So nangangamoy na sa kitchens niyo. No? So baka gutom na kayo. So I hope no you learned a lot. No? I'm grateful na meron pa ring 70 na nagstay despite the long Q&A. But I hope this is a good opportunity na we can interact, learn from each other. And I hope natutunan niyo talaga about the price to earnings ratio and earnings per share. Okay, and I hope we see those feedback doon sa feedback form. So please uh, check it, no? And please sign up para naman malaman namin how well we did. Ayan, no? So how about you, Peter? Do you have some final words before we end the session?
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this morning, no? And we'll not keep you waiting na for longer. And thank you so much, everyone, and hope to see you soon.
All right, happy weekend, everyone. Stay safe.